Well, good evening and welcome to the Hampden Football Show on your Wednesday evening. And I'll tell you what, it's finals time. And I am super excited. The next 4 weeks are going to be absolutely magnificent. No Trent Hill tonight, but we've got off the bench. And I'll tell you what, a great replacement for the legend himself in Trent Hill. But we have got none other than the Hawthorn and Adelaide Crows superstar. We've got the Crows in Ricky Henderson. Ricky, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Pleasure to be here as always.
Now, listen, mate, hot off the press or straight up, you are going to be missing this week. You've got to go in for a bit of surgery tomorrow, mate. This is big news for the Roosters and big news for yourself, mate. Disappointing because you've been in really great nick the last 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah,
it is a little bit disappointing, so I'll go and get my finger fixed up tomorrow and hopefully maybe just miss a week or two and, straight back into it. So these things happen in the game that we play, so all good.
And, mate, you've grown up in footy, in football clubs at the highest level. Rick, you see it on a weekly basis, don't you? You know, it's just sometimes these things happen and they happen at the wrong time.
Yeah, they certainly do, and everyone always says next man up, so that's the mentality that we're going to have going into this week and, going forward. So, like I said, these things happen. Yeah,
and this weekend, of course, Saturday, qualifying final out at Victoria Park in Koroit. It's the South Warrnambool Roosters taking on the North Warrnambool Eagles. It is going to be an absolute ripping game of football. And then on Sunday, we go over to the Gardens Oval in Port Fairy, and it is the Warrnambool Blues taking on the Portland Tigers, who are playing in their first ever final series since coming into the Hampden Football Netball League. It's just wonderful to see. So many stories throughout this final series. There's one of them right there, Ricky Henderson. He's going to miss 1 week, hopefully back in a couple of weeks for the Roosters, which is going to be massive, that is for sure, because he and the South Warrnambool Roosters are going to have a fair bit to say in September, that is for sure. Hey, listen, let's go to the phones because this bloke's joined us. He is driving home from Warrnambool tonight, Ricky, so we don't want him to put the camera on, but good enough to join us, and we love him, and must say, congratulations to the Portland Tigers, Holdy. You didn't quite get there last year with COVID, but isn't it wonderful to see the club playing finals footy for the first time?
Yeah, thanks, Matty. Hey, Vicky. It's great. We're really proud of being in that position. I guess last year, we were close until the year didn't quite sort of finish up. But I think that it's been a bit of a long time in the making. Been a really proud club and had a lot of success in the past in the other league. And then it's taken a little bit of time for various reasons, but we're really proud of where we're at the moment. Hopefully our trajectory is still on the way up, and hopefully we can start with a win this weekend.
And Holdy, what's the feeling like being around the club, mate? You know, you had a wonderful start to the season. Probably faltered and just petered out a little bit mid-year, but on the weekend against the Roosters, you must have been brilliant for the first kind of 2.5, 3 quarters.
Look, our form hasn't been great the last month or 6 weeks or so. I guess the probably obvious thing is we're pretty light-bodied and the heavier grounds haven't suited us too much, but we've got to be better at that with that contested ball. On the weekend, we're pretty happy. It's hard to read a lot into it. I know, South we didn't have much to play for. I guess we didn't either, but we'll be happy with some of the things that we've seen, and I think definitely our performances against Koroit and South the last couple of weeks probably holding us in better stead than probably how we were trekking. So we're not too far away from our best. So hopefully we can put something close to that on the weekend.
Holdy, it's Ricky here, mate. You guys really seem to flick it around against us on the weekend. You played some really exciting footy. Is that what you guys want to do going forward? Just to keep the ball moving and get it into your dangerous forwards? Yeah,
we do. We kind of feel like, it's probably pretty obvious that, our style of footy probably differs a little bit from the top few sides, but we think that, for the cutter we've got, that'll suit us. We sometimes we execute it well, sometimes we don't. That kind of seems to be whether we play well or not. We do flick it around a bit. We like to try and get some guys with a bit of run, because that's what we've got. And I think if we can get it forward quick and sort of hurt sides that way, that's our attacking side of the game. But the thing that I think we've done probably better the last couple of weeks is we've defended a lot better, which kind of went away a bit of late. So that's probably where we need to start with. Make sure our pressure's up, we're defending well, and people are getting to the right positions to defend.
that run and gun footy. It's an exciting brand of footy, I reckon, especially when you get up and about a bit. And I wanted to ask you, the game's obviously in Port Fairy, so not as far to travel for your supporters, mate. You've got a really good supporter base. It's a strong supporter base. I've got a feeling the road between Portland and Port Fairy come Sunday is going to be very, very hectic, mate.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, we do. We're really lucky that, being a one-team town down there, we've got plenty of support, and because we've been travelling fairly well this year. People have been getting along for a look, and hopefully this weekend, I think the forecast is saying 18 degrees and beautiful, so that'll hopefully pull some people along to have a look and get behind us. And we've got our reserves playing on the same day as well, which I think doesn't always land like that in finals, but I think that's good for us as well, for all the boys to get around each other and make a day of it.
And what about your opponents, mate? The Warrnambool Blues themselves been a little bit up and down this year, but their best footy is good enough. It's going to be a massive game, isn't it?
Yeah, no, they've got some good players, that's for sure, and they've shown some signs, definitely, even of late, that they're looking pretty dangerous. So, we'll have to be on top of our game. They're a different side to us, so there's a bit of a point of difference between two sides, which is exciting to watch, those different styles of play. But I think we've been able to get over them this a couple of times this year, but we can. We're not by any means thinking it's going to be easy. It'll definitely be a scrap and a battle, and there'll be plenty of contested balls. So we're prepared for that.
Mate, we appreciate your time. I know you are travelling home back to Portland tonight, and it's fantastic to get your time, that is for sure. And absolutely wrapped for you, to be honest, as a footy club. You as a coach, mate, you're a beauty, and I reckon full credit to you, mate, and full kudos to the club for the season that you've had thus far, and I'm really looking forward to the big game on Sunday, the elimination final, mate. It's going to be an absolute ripper.
No worries, thanks for having me, boys.
Good stuff, Jared Holt, and it'll be a good game, Rick, because both these sides are exciting, and Warrnambool's best on their day. They've got a really good midfield, and they've got a couple of key forwards in Rowan and Cowling. If they get hold of teams, they're very hard to stop. Yeah,
you're spot on. I'm looking forward to the game, actually. I'll make my way out there on Sunday and have a look, and I think these two teams going out will be very exciting. So, especially for all the Portland fans, make sure you get out there down to Port Fairy and support your team. So, as you said, first time they've been in finals, so it's a huge achievement for the club, and everyone should get down there and have a watch. So it's
good for the league, isn't it, mate? It's good for them. It's good for everyone, I reckon, to see them participating. It's absolutely fantastic, and I tell you what, they're a team that can go deep, I reckon, too. Because if they get up and about and they get a couple of nice dry days where they can play that run and gun footy, Rick, they could take some stopping. Yeah,
no, I definitely agree. So I think on the weekend, I think it started to rain just after half-time in our game, and I think that's kind of what slowed them down a little bit. And as we've talked about, that's probably not the game style they're after. So if they had stayed dry, they definitely would have taken up to us for a lot longer. So I'm looking forward to it on Sunday on a beautiful sunny day. And the Gardens Oval Port Fairy, it's a real boutique. It's got a great feel about it. Can I ask you, what's your favourite ground to play on in the Hampden League, Rick? I actually really like Camperdown. Like getting out there, beautiful ground, big stadium, not big stadium, but the social rooms up there's great. Amphitheatre kind of feel, isn't it? It's a really good ground, but Port Fairy's great as well. It's got a bit something about it, so it's a good deck. It's like the old VFL kind of grounds, Port Fairy. Hamilton's a bit like that too, I reckon. It's just got that feel about it. So, hey, listen, it is going to be a cracking game, the elimination final on Sunday between Portland and Warrnambool. We'll be covering it, of course, from midday, as we are all finals right throughout the final series. It'll be live streamed too through the 3YBFM Facebook page. That is going to be magnificent. And the big one on Saturday at Victoria Park in Koroit is the South Warrnambool Roosters, Ricky Henderson and Big Batters and the boys going head-to-head against the North Warrnambool Eagles. Adam Dowie, of course, Adam Wines and the boys. And, well, this bloke plays game number 250. He's been an absolute warrior for the North Warrnambool Eagles for a long period of time, a great achievement. And I'm speaking of Tommy Batten. Tommy, thanks for joining us, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, Stewie. Yeah, doing well.
Fantastic, mate. And listen, how are the nerves? You've obviously been around the club for such a long period of time. Tommy, how are you feeling, buddy?
Yeah, feeling, sort of pretty excited, to be able to get back into finals footy, to be honest. Can't wait for Saturday. It's going to be nice weather. Obviously, the last last time we played South wasn't the way we wanted to play, so we've learned a fair bit from that. So hopefully, with all the things that we've been working on, we can implement on Saturday. So.
And that last time you played, mate, was only 3 or 4 weeks ago, and the Roosters handled you pretty comfortably that day. You've got one of the best coaches in the business in Adam Dowie, mate. No doubt he would have had a few sleepless nights, but he would have been also working on how he can beat the Roosters, mate, and no doubt you've been working on a lot of stuff over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, definitely. Like, obviously, the Roosters play a really good style of football, and their start, really got them off to a really good start at bit of a lead, and we just couldn't catch up. So, we've been working on a lot of things, and looking forward to Saturday. Like I said before, it's going to be very contested footy, and out at Koroit should be a good game.
Tommy, obviously you can't say a whole heap, mate, but big Vards, do you see him playing forward or in the ruck for most of the game this week?
To be honest, I'm not actually sure, but he's played a bit of a
good answer, Tommy.
Role, but I'm sure he'll go in the middle and give us a bit in there and go forward. So I think he just plays whatever the coaches feel is what we need from him, to be honest. So, he's been in some pretty good form, and you boys nullified him. So I think he'll change it up and do something a bit different to last time. So.
Yeah, and it's he's kind of he's really been a couple of our Hampden League live games that we've called. He's kind of got the mitts on a hell of a lot. He's just about to just take a game by the scruff of the neck. You just can feel it, I think, and I reckon he'll be gearing himself up for a massive final series. And he's going to be such an integral player, that is for sure, isn't he, Tommy?
Yeah, definitely. Like, he's been really good to have around the group and brings a lot of experience for the young boys. And I'm learning a fair bit off him as well, and he's been training hard like the rest of us. So looking forward to seeing how he goes on the weekend. I'm sure he'll be hopefully play a good game.
Tommy, how close do you reckon to be being at full strength on the weekend, mate? Like, have you got nearly a full list to pick from, buddy?
Yeah, I think the only two sort of that might be Dylan Parrish and Little Chopper Lewis. I think they're the only two. Apart from that, I think we've got a full list. Everyone's been training though, so it's something the coaches will have to decide. Come Thursday.
Now, just on those couple of players, so Parrish is a massive out if he's not going to play, and Chopper, of course. So there's two of your kind of goal kickers that possibly might not be able to play on the weekend. So are they serious injuries or are they just little niggles in that, Tommy?
Yeah, well, they didn't play the last couple of games that we've had, so just little niggles. So hopefully they get that right. But apart from that, we've got a full list and everyone's healthy and been training and everything. So, yeah.
Beautifully done. Hey, now listen, mate, you've been through the ups and the downs at the Warrnambool Eagles. And no doubt when you started your senior career, the Eagles were down the bottom of the ladder, mate. Tell us about the journey and the 250 games.
Yeah, well, to be honest, when you first start playing, you don't think you ever played 250 games. So super proud of getting through that. But obviously, when I first started, we were down the bottom for a long time. We had coaches like Lenny McCluskey and then Dave Haynes come along, and we started playing a bit of finals footy. And I don't know, you just play with your mates, and no difference. So it's just really good now that we've got some really good junior programs and all the kids coming through now. Obviously, playing some good footy, and we've still got our core group. So it's definitely exciting to play some finals footy the last few years, definitely.
Now, come Saturday, mate, the key is going to be in the midfield for mine. The Roosters have got Ewell, Saunders, Stevens. They run through there. Ollie Bridgewater in magnificent nick as well. It is going to be pretty pivotal, your midfield fires this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. Like, that's where it starts, isn't it? So last time we played South, they got on top in the midfield and put us backs under a lot of pressure. So hopefully the things that we work on, we can get the ball driving our way and take the pressure off us backs and hopefully we can sort of even the contest up because they've got a really good midfield and even their forward line's really dangerous. So yeah, you can only stop them so much. So if they keep getting them entries, they're going to they're going to score somehow. So yeah.
Beautifully done, mate. Listen, good luck in game number 250. A magnificent achievement, mate. You've been a fantastic player, a warrior out there for such a long period of time, mate, and it is just a great effort to get to 250, and it'd be good to get the win on Saturday too, mate, I reckon.
Appreciate it, Stuart. Yeah, looking forward. Thanks, Rick, and yeah, go the Eagles.
Thanks, mate.
Good stuff. Tommy Vatten, he's a beauty. 250 games, Ricky. Not an easy effort. Any way, shape or form, isn't it, mate? It's a great achievement.
It's a huge effort, and like he said, early on, just worried about playing with his mates and stuff like that. But they've got a real chance to win some silverware. So I'm sure he's got many more games ahead of him.
Now, mate, how are the Roosters going to be? Do you reckon close to full strength, apart from yourself on the weekend? Do you reckon?
Yeah, we should be good to go. So we should get a few back this week, which would be nice. And yeah, we learned a lot as well from last time that we played North and the time that we played them earlier out at their home deck. So
it's 1-1 this year, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And the starts have been massive. So either way, it's been 20 or 30 points early, and the games have kind of been even. So it'll be an even game throughout most of the day, I'd say.
And the midfield's a key for mine. I really rate your midfield. You just got players that just accumulate, don't they? They're in and under. They get the footy. They just drive it forward. They work hard. They run hard. That is going to be the key. And the really big improver for mine is Ollie Bridgewater in the ruck. He's just he's an athletic young kid. And his second, third, fourth efforts. He's been a really good find, and I reckon he's been the missing piece of the puzzle, to be honest. Yeah,
he's been massive for us. He started to come along a little bit last year. I think COVID, kind of hurt his progression as well. So, we've missed him the last 2 weeks, and I think we've seen how much we've missed him. So, he'll be back this week, and he'll be ready to jump in, as he always does. So, I'm looking forward to it.
And I'll tell you what, North Warrnambool's best is very good, and they've proven that. They've really belted a couple of sides since that loss against you. So, their offensive firepower has been pretty solid. Parrish and Lewis, though, they need them in there, I reckon, this weekend. Just Parrish is that X factor for mine. He can play. Yeah,
no, I think they'll find a couple of replacements, like I said earlier. Next man up. So I'm sure North are going in with the same mentality. So I reckon they'll be all right.
Man, it's going to be a wonderful day on Saturday, that is for sure. It's at Victoria Park in Koroit, and of course the Gardens Oval Port Ferry for the elimination final on Sunday. Rick, I wasn't around last weekend. I was away at an engagement in Melbourne, but the Portland Tigers and the South Warrnambool Roosters, this was our match of the day from the Friendly Societies Park, mate. You played in the first half. We're going to have a look at the match highlights now from last week. They got out of the blocks really early, Portland, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. And like I said earlier, they were flicking the ball around and played an exciting brand of football, which was really good to see. They got the ball going forward to their big key forwards, and they kicked a couple of goals early and really put us under pressure.
And Sam Kelly's had a really impressive season, hasn't he? Big Smell. He's getting on in his career now, but he just seems to be getting better with age, doesn't he, Ricky?
Yeah, he's playing some great footy. I think over the last couple of years, we've probably relied on him a little bit too much. He's got a little bit.
Mate, that was you just taking a nice little grab there, buddy.
I missed the goal, don't I? We've probably relied on Smell a little bit too much. So this year he's got a little bit of help, which has been nice, and he's starting to put some goals on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. And this kid, Toby Jennings, of course, our MVP last year, he was sensational again on the weekend too. He's a good young kid, isn't he, Ricky?
Yeah, he is. He kicked a couple of goals early and really put us under pressure. So there's Big Weary.
Good to have him back into the side, mate.
It is, yeah. He had a broken foot earlier in the year, so it was nice to see him out there. Hopefully he can have a big impact during finals. Well,
I think, you're obviously going to be a loss this week, mate, but, he just takes that bit of heat off Bexy, doesn't he? And Bexy's a great player, and I reckon the last 3 or 4 weeks he's really been building into the season as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, I reckon by his admission, he probably understood that he had a slower start to the year, so he's really started to go the last 3 or 4 weeks, which has been really good. So I'm expecting him to have a real big final series.
And there's the skipper, Daniel Jackson, for the Portland Tigers. There's that man we're talking about, Shannon Becks. He's a beauty. Nice little goal in the pocket. I think that might have been the Lucas brothers snag of the day, and a bit of a fist pump too from Bexy.
He's very happy with that one.
He's one of the characters around the club though, no doubt, Rick.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's a very good man, and as soon as I got down to the club, he made me feel very welcome, which is good.
Good kid, good family, the Vex family, mate. That is for sure. And just on the South Warrnambool Roosters, Ricky, good win in the under-16 footy last week, mate. That was a really impressive game of footy. That I don't know whether you got up there and had a look.
No, I didn't get up there, but it's massive. It's even massive for the senior guys and the reserves. To see the younger guys get a win, it just gives us great momentum for the club going forward. So, especially into finals. So for those under 16s to have a good win, by all accounts, it was a great game as well. So gives us good confidence going forward.
And the under 14 and a half, under 14s, I think, under 14s, it was a cracking game between Warrnambool and the Hamilton Kangaroos. Just a really good stand. It was great to see the young bloods, and I really like what Warrnambool are doing. They got really good kids coming through, and obviously even the back end behind, at the younger level, they got some talent coming through. So it's pretty exciting, and a really big crowd up there too. Really, like the whole Terang and Mortlake community, I reckon, were at the Red Oval. They were just really getting behind their young kids, which I think is just fantastic. Yeah,
it's great to see. We played out Terang 2 weeks ago, and the crowd they had there was massive. So it's great to see out in those communities, where they might be struggling for numbers and stuff like that. To have everyone out there has been amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a fantastic final series, of course. We must thank our sponsors, McDonald's, Powercor, Lyndoch Living, Southwest TAFE, 3YB Coast FM, Sungold FM flavoured milk, of course, Toot Toot Traffic, and the Fresher final series. We absolutely love what they do. And don't forget the $5,000 kick into the back of the Toyota. It is on grand final day. We are going to give 10 lucky contestants a chance to kick for $5,000 in the back of the unbreakable Hilux, all thanks to Matty Burgess and Goffey and the boys out at Warrnambool Toyota. It is going to be magnificent. So you can enter for that right now. So go to 3YBFM to find out more information and get involved. And we are going to have a kick-off between Tony Russell, the greatest goal kicker of all time in the Hampden Football Netball League, and the bloke that's chasing him in Jason Rowan. I think he's only about 40 goals behind Big Rusty. So we're going to have a kick-off after that into the back of the ute with Rowie and Rusty. So that is going to be brilliant as well. And don't forget, you'll like this one, Ricky, but you might be playing, mate, come 2 o'clock. But if in the senior football, if the first score in the senior footy grand final is a goal, everybody in the crowd is going to get a free cheeseburger thanks to McDonald's.
Very good.
That is sensational.
Yeah,
so there's going to be a bit of pressure if you're playing, mate.
Oh,
you're lining up about 30 metres out. The whole crowd's going to be riding.
There's a lot of pressure on that now.
Yeah, so there you go. So the first score in the football grand final on grand final day, if it's a goal, Maccas are going to give everybody that's there a free cheeseburger, which is just unbelievable. So it is going to be magnificent. That is for sure. Hey, listen, mate, thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks,
we're going to try and keep you over the next few weeks. If you're available, we'll have a look at your availability. We'll get you in over the final series, mate. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. And good luck with the finger, too. You're going in for operation tomorrow, mate. You'll be back next week, hopefully, or the week after that. So the Roosters will be keen to get you back out there. And as I said off the top, mate, you've been in really good nick this year and a key player, and they are going to want to have you out there, that is for sure. It's going to be a wonderful final series. Get along and support. I'm telling you, it is going to be huge. So make sure you get along to Victoria Park Koroit this Saturday for the qualifying final. Netball, football, it is going to be huge. And then on Sunday, the elimination final at the Gardens Oval, Port Fairy. Going to be a wonderful day. Weather looks magnificent. We'll see you at the footy and the netball this weekend.